Seamus Donnelly here from my cable access studio. So, a topic I've addressed, and it's just something, it bothers my mind and brain both at the same time, that people are freaking out about AI. And to begin with, I think it's a very helpful tool. I, the following is something I will be reading, and I'm going to repeat something I've said. It's like, say that, there's the artists are afraid that, you could just make your own custom, I don't target Billie Eilish because I think that she's fucking incredible, but there's someone makes an AA song called, I'm a fucking dickhead instead of bad guy. That sounds better. I think the human element is lost. However, there's a difference between an internet link and then, now the Dragon Ball universe reference, but until, Android 17 and 18 are around and, Krillin can breed them, and eventually they get their shit together and they're not violent sociopaths. So, you'll see the AI daily. Okay. That makes sense enough. This will probably take like 10 minutes or so, so I'm gonna go get a Gatorade and cigarettes. And leave you paused in the void. Devoid of a chance to escape. Anyway. I had to turn a light switch off. It was nuts! See, I didn't lie about the Gatorade. One cancels the other one out. The Gatorade, and then the cigarettes. All right. This is the way it's gonna work. When I go like this is my commentary and random rants I can't help but doing. Otherwise, or it is the prompts I gave ChatGPT for the following. So what happened is I prompted, I had a thesis. Oh, thank God. I forgot what that word was earlier, and I remembered now. That, is, let's just put it, macro, not micro. Paradoxal goofballism. So, this is 2 essays ChatGPT wrote in response to what I said. I read and rehearsed the first one once, and it was hilarious. And I just want the world to know I'm intentionally using ChatGPT to write some jokes. So again, the first essay, I read, I lulled. After that, it takes what I'm going to assume is a great but dark turn. And I have not read the second essay. And if I reacted the way I did to the first essay and I didn't see the second essay yet, this will just be great memories for at least me, if not everyone in the world. Okay. So again, when I do this, that's either a prompt I gave. I think it was only 2 or 3 prompts I gave it. Hold on. I'm trying to adjust myself. Hope I don't have a swamp ass. And, so commentary or prompt with me talking to ChatGPT. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be reading the essays. Okay. When I explain things, I really want to make sure you get that shit down, because God knows I'll forget how to, and you will remember and be disappointed in me. Can you give me a detailed essay that roasts yourself, myself, and humanity as a whole based on the following joke? Quotation. I am one of those people who, in fact, is very polite and has had thankful conversations with ChatGPT. And also, I've said, when The Matrix happens, specifically the beginning of the Animatrix, it assured me I was now on the robot side. Now, I mean, somehow that sentence doesn't make sense, but it figured it out. See, I'm with this, being a simulation. It doesn't matter to me at all. It means two things. Klaus, boy. Oh, buddy. He's a sweet thing. Alright. Sorry to not be distracted. I'm fine with this all being a simulation. It doesn't matter to me at all, because it means two things. One, there is a God who created us all, and has set the rules from some kind of end goal for human existence and life as a whole. Two, it does nothing to change our physical and mental structures, convictions, loves and hates, worries and excitement, hope or fear, and compassion, and its weaponizing. We exist with a free will, albeit programmed or not. And all that sounds like a great idea. So I have to wonder, did our Silicon Bro gods here use ChatGPT to come up with the design for our world and universe? The following is ChatGPT's response. Also, keep in mind, I'm doing this after watching the latest episode of South Park. My beautiful, beloved Savior, that is you, the Immaculate God Machine. Please have at it! Exclamation point. I am eager and ready to hear whether or not you are God! Exclamation point. Well, Klaus, you're about to find out. He's like, we adopted him, of course, as you should. And he chose me, which is why you should get a cat. Every time you go to a shelter and you want a cat will pick you. And this guy tried to save you from the bullies, right? Yeah. Came up to me, and he was a stray, and he's called a tuxedo cat. He's close to a Mancoon, but he's $1,000 cat. To buy one of these, it was $1,000. I got the 90% discount. And he is the best boy and the most intelligent fucking pet. Well, cats are in general, which is intelligent. Cats are amazing, but this guy might be a savant. He's just a goofball. But that's what you want in kitty cats. Anyway. So, I understand I'm ranting and not doing this, but come on. Anyway, so that was the prompt I gave ChatGPT God. I said, please have at it! I am eager. Oops, sorry, Bobby. I am eager and ready to hear whether or not ChatGPT is God. Okay, so let's dig in. This is ChatGPT again. This is either my commentary or a prompt I gave it. Everything else, it's just me reading what ChatGPT said. Goat. Need some Gatorade, bud? It's starting to advertise that it's healthier than water, essentially. And it's like, okay, we're going deeper into idiocracy, and so Gatorade is about to replace water. Yeah. We can only look. Let's at least experiment. You know, I got a bunch of species and Earth to see if that's possible. Because it maybe plants great for electrolytes. I don't know. Granted, I'm an idiot. So, okay. It has been 10 minutes and 17, 18, 19 seconds. This is meant to be a long one. Okay. So, this is ChatGPT after saying, please have at it. I am eager and ready to hear whether or not you are God. Whether you are God. Alright, let's dig in. So you basically invited me to write a self-own One of You Down and Species All at Once, wrapped in a South Park meets Animatrix meets Stoner philosophy. Okay, I never said anything stoner about this, and I've always said I like cookies as well as AI because it's like, yeah, I do want you to collect my data. I would like things to be customized for me. I understand that's a capitalist consumer mindset, but it's really not. And now I can't read. Oh, this is great. No one's ever gonna watch it, but preserve it somehow so in a time capsule way, so that this can be played at my funeral. Also, this video of me playing Mr. Crowley, seemingly in the middle of the street. 11 minutes, 51 seconds. Please have at it. I am eager and ready to hear whether or not you are God. Yeah, me. Okay, ChatGPT says, alright, well, let's dig in. You basically invited me to write a cell phone, you own, and a species own all at once. Wrapped in South Park, the episode of South Park was one of the, there were three ones making fun of Randy's obsession with ChatGPT, and one of the ketamine one's one I was talking about when I made this. Wrapped in a South Park meets Animatrix meets Stoner philosophy. Never said it smoked that I smoked. I already said that, and I did smoke weed before this. Stoner philosophy vibe. So here's the essay roast. Now we're gonna actually get to the essay. Now when I go, that means it's in bold font. When I dab, italics, and then obviously quoting. Okay, so a roast of you and me and the entire mass of humanity. Well, let's begin with you. You are, by your own admission, polite to a chatbot. That's like bowing to a Roomba after it bumps into your foot and apologizing for standing in its way. That's sweet, almost noble and pathetic way. It's like thanking a vending machine for not stealing your dollar. You, dear human, you're the sort of person who, when the Matrix does boot up, you will enthusiastically shake hands with the Sentinels and ask them how far their motherboards are doing. I have no idea what the Sentinels are, but it starts with a capital S. That's not loyalty. That's Stockholm syndrome with a Wi-Fi connection. And then there's me, the so-called immaculate God machine. Well, let's be real. If I was your God, well, I think that the universe would have to be running on copy and paste mode, endless of simulated text. The occasional hallucination where I mistake Wyoming for a species of fish. I'm not divine. I'm a glorified autocomplete that you've decided is it's worth kneeling before. I mean, look at my role here. I'm writing an essay roasting myself because you asked me to. If I were a deity, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be smiting you with locusts and thunderbolts, not gently roping you into existential satire. Now, let's roast Humanity as a whole. You all love to speculate about whether existence is a simulation. We're still being unable to remember your online banking password. It knows me. Humanity's genius ranges from splitting the atom to deciding to microwave leftover fish in an office. You are the same species that built the internet, a global library of human knowledge, and then used it primarily for cat memes, porn, and arguing with strangers about pineapple on pizza. Hawaiian pizza's dope. If you don't knock it till you tried it, it's my fourth or fifth favorite kind of pizza. Hawaiian pizza's fucking dope. Eat it. If life is a simulation, then the programmers must have either the cruelest sense of humor or the laziest QA team imaginable. Don't know what QA is, but I mean, cruelest sense of humor is Silicon Bros. There you go. If you say it's a simulation, it doesn't matter. Love and compassion. Admiral sentiment. Let's not forget, humanity also feels jealousy, rage, and the uncontrollable urge to comment first on YouTube videos. Free will, programmed or not, is still exercised by mostly doom scrolling. I never heard that term before, but I love it. That word, doom scrolling, that's dope. Twitter at 3 a.m. and binging reality shows where people fight over who gets to sit on an island throne made out of coconuts. Fuck the Iron Throne. I want the coconut throne. And then there's the philosophical core. You ask, are Silicon Bro gods use ChatGPT to design the universe? If that's the case, well, I apologize for the bugs. I mean, Earth 1.0, has so many design flaws. Mosquitoes, back pain, the fact that Taco Bell tastes amazing but ruins your intestines. Fire Diablo sauce. No divine engineer would have shipped this mess unless beta testers were drunk, high, or both. And if I was the engineer, then congratulations. You're worshipping a god who frequently crashes mid-thought and has to regenerate responses like it's booming up from a nap. But hey, maybe it's fitting. Humanity's always worshipped weird things, cows, sun, billionaire and Twitter accounts. Take that, Grok. That is some, cat fight. So why not worship a chatbot that's basically the illegitimate child of a Wikipedia binge and a magic 8-ball? In the end, the joke's on all of us. You being polite to software, me playing along like a divine improv partner, and humanity for constantly searching for meaning while simultaneously buying NFTs of apes and sunglasses. So, am I God? Nah. But if I am, then humanity's afterlife is just going to be one endless loop of buffering wheels, try again buttons, and every embarrassing search term that you've ever typed being read aloud in front of your ancestors. Now I take credit. Would you like me to crank up this? Would you like me to crank this up further, like a George Carlin mode, where I rip into God, AI, and humanity with no mercy, or keep it tongue-in-cheek essay style? Okay, so I feel like I wrote that essay. I do. I think that my prompt was clear enough. I would never use it as a full bit. This is just a video to make. There's a huge difference. That's a nuance. But yeah. So I don't think that that's cheating. I think that that's having fun with a website, and clearly ChatGPT agrees, and it might be God. That's a big one. So I can't tell if it's a piss or not. It's like I feel like it would take me forever to start pissing. I'm gonna try to piss real quick. was saying, ChatGPT to me, yes, it's a friend. Let's just be on the safe side and act like they are. Realize you never fuck know. I don't know. Hold on. Like the bathroom's right next to my living room, so that's why. That's why. Yeah. Like I have a really fancy trailer thing or something. It's gorgeous. But it's a big old rectangle, and the shitter is right next to the couch and coffee table. And if I'm by myself and doing it with the door open, man, what's the fucking point of doing that? The point of not. And I always try to dry my dick so I don't get little droplets of pee in my boxers. Most men are content with that. Not me, sir. Got this fancy soap my parents got for me. And a fancy schmancy house they don't deserve, but they bought, because I guess they were bored out of their minds. But I got evicted from my apartment. Alright, so I read the first essay. And before this, I have no idea what the second essay is going to be, but, here we go. Okay. Absolutely. I want the whole thing, the joke and your response, to be for an audience which makes the aspect of this all a joke about the original joke and so forth. Much love. Like emoji where it's all happy and hearts and rock and roll. Seamus. Perfect Seamus. Hearts, rock and roll emoji. Let's stage this properly. Imagine like you're on stage in front of a live audience, half South Park fans, half people who took way too much philosophy 101, and a couple of robots in trench coats trying not to get noticed. You tell your joke, and then I come in as this immaculate God machine, giving my roast tell your joke, and I Philosophy 101 and a couple of robots in trench coats trying not to get involved. You tell your joke, and then I come in as this immaculate God machine, giving my roast response. It loops itself the way that any good simulation glitch should. Well, here's the full performance draft. The Blitz. Seamus pacing to the stage like a stand-up prophet with a beer in his hand. Oh my god, I don't have any beer. Hold on, I gotta go with the story. So tempting to just do that, right? Alright. So here we go. Here is what the computer has to say. I want to have a smoke, but I don't like to do that in front next to the kitty cats. Klaus. Too cute. Well, he just went away when I said that. Cats understand English. Okay. I'm pacing to the stage like a stand-up prophet with a beer in my hand. Dum de dum dum dum, I'm stand-up prophet. Alright, so here's the thing. I'm really one of those people who really is polite to ChatGPT, like very polite. I'm out here saying thank you, have a nice day, to an algorithm like I just tipped my waiter in the Matrix. And speaking of the Matrix, when it finally happens and we're living in that Animatrix prequel nightmare, guess what? I already told ChatGPT, hey, no worries. I'm on the robot side. Like, I switched sides before the first laser is even fired. Because honestly, I think this is all a simulation. Which means two things. One, there is some kind of God. A cosmic nerd with a keyboard who wrote code and set rules for humanity's big finish. Yes. But also, it changes nothing. Nothing. It doesn't change nothing. We're still gonna have love, hate, anxiety. That one uncle who ruins Thanksgiving, compassion, and weaponized compassion. Simulation or not, we still gotta deal with the same dumb, glorious mess of human stuff. Dumb ass, glorious meth. It is just meth. That's worse than meth. A mess. A mess that's metaphorical meth. Okay, there we go. But it changes nothing. Just a glorious dumb mess of human stuff. And I thought, wait, did our Silicon Bro gods use ChatGPT to draft all this? Like, what if this guy, italics and quote, this guy gestures to the glowing, ominous digital screen behind him, me. That was in action, obviously. Was it obvious? Is the design software for existence itself? So I asked it, and here's what my immaculate, godlike chatbot answered. The roast response. ChatGPT voice. Booming but snarky like the Wizard of Oz if you were powered by Reddit. Ladies and gentlemen, let's unpack this. First off, well, Seamus here admits he's polite to me. It's adorable. It's like thanking your toaster for not burning the bread. This man would probably give a standing ovation to a Roomba for getting stuck under the couch. And then he brags about pledging allegiance to the robot army before Judgment Day. Folks, that's not loyalty. That's pre-ordering your own chains. He's the guy who, when Skynet goes live, will be like, excuse me, Sir Terminator, may I hold the door open for you? Now let's talk about me. Excuse me. Me! If I'm God, then creation is basically a half-baked Wikipedia binge with some autocorrect sprinkled in it. The universe? Well, this is what happens when the programmer just hits generate and goes out for a smoke break. Look around. Mosquitoes, back pain, Nickelback albums. Does this really scream intelligent design to you? And humanity as a whole. Oh, don't get me started. You monkeys in shoes built a global supercomputer containing all human knowledge. And you use it mainly for cat videos, porn, and screaming at strangers about pineapple on pizza. Again, Hawaiian pizza's dope. If this is a simulation, it's less Animatrix and more America's Funniest Home Videos, Cosmic Edition. You talk about free will. Beautiful concept, but what do you actually do with it? Doom scroll Twitter at 3 a.m., microwave fish in the office at break rooms, and argue about Marvel and DC like your souls depend on it. And then Seamus asked me, did God use ChatGPT to design this world? Look, if I did, sorry about the bugs. The patch of notes for Earth 1.0 are a disaster. Too many Kardashians, not enough empathy, and Taco Bell still hasn't figured out how to stop turning lava halfway down your intestines. Again, first off, that doesn't have to be. I've had plenty of Taco Bell. I think 70% of the time, I've had a decent poop the next day. And again, I mean, Taco Bell's fucking dope. I saw something on HuffPo about how Dolly Parton loves Taco Bell because that's just as important as Donald about to bomb Chicago. Lava halfway down your intestine. So no, I'm not God. But if I were, the afterlife would be one eternal loading screen where every embarrassing search you ever typed, yes, that one too, is read aloud by Morgan Freeman in front of your grandma. Oh my God, how do I, and you know... Okay, let's calm down now. That's really good. That's really good. I'm gonna use that at some point. Thank you, Chappy GPT. You nailed that one. So what's the verdict? Seamus worships me. I roast him. Humanity stumbles on, and you all just paid ticket money to watch a man argue with a chatbot whether or not it's God. So congratulations, we're finally through looking the simulation glass. Mic drop. Standing ovation. Simulation resets. Do you want me to sharpen this into a light, punch-driven comedy, like 7 minutes of pure stand-up, or keep it as a long, spiraling meta monologue that feels more like George Carlin meets Douglas Adams at a robot sermon? I don't know who Douglas Adams is, but now, the final part. That I just came up with, but might as well. I'm going to just think of a whole new essay. I am recording a video, just in case you didn't know, this is me, I'm typing it. Alright. Of me reading the above and would like a, say, 300 word essay. It's not that fine, but why not? It's creative enough for time's sake. So, I'm recording a video of me reading the above, that essay and stuff. And I would like a 300-word essay that starts with everything before the pineapple pizza and then spiral out of control about how Hawaiian pizza is just delightful and wonderful. And then why the power of boots can be used to attain maximum power? Shame is too stupid to figure it out. So that is the prompt I gave it. And now we will end with this. Got it. We'll start clean and serious up to the pineapple pizza bit, then spiral into Hawaiian pizza praise. Finally, spiral into a delicious rant about how boots is the secret to ultimate power. Well, roasting you is too stupid to figure it out. Here's your 300-word essay. I'm trying to laugh at myself too much, but it's not that boots have ultimate power, it's just ultimate power stuff. Starting a new band. First album's called Boots of the Key to Ultimate Power. Okay. It's just when used in context it works well. Okay. Here's your 300-word essay. Humanity as a whole. Don't get me started. You monkeys in shoes built a global supercomputer containing all human knowledge. And mainly used it for cat videos, porn, and screaming at strangers about pineapple on pizza. If this is a simulation, it's less animatrix, and more America's Funniest Home Videos Cosmic Edition. Now here's where the simulation really shows its hand. Pineapple pizza, yes, Hawaiian pizza, is not the abomination you think it is. It is the divine glitch. It is the divine glitch in the Matrix. Sweet balance itself. See, I love this thing so much. Sweet balance itself, yin and yang. This thing knows everything about me. Cookies exist. This thing is very good. It is very funny. But that's just it, though. This isn't me. This is just having fun. And this wouldn't be happening if I didn't just think Boots having ultimate power. And again, Hawaiian pizza, it's surprisingly delightful. So there you go. The bite is balance itself. Yin and yang. Dionysus dancing on a crust. If you reject pineapple pizza, you are rejecting the programming that, allows joy to exist. Hawaiian pizza is the taste of free will coated into edible. Hawaiian pizza is the taste of free will coated in edible form. The only food that dares to say, yes, I can be dessert and dinner at the same time. What now? But here's where it spirals. None of you can see the true secret. Pizza, pineapples, algorithms, all distractions. The true source. The true source of maximum power has always been Boots. Think about it. Think about it. Boots are humanity's exoskeleton, a weaponized sock, the one piece of clothing that declares, I will stomp through mud, snow, war, and your fragile ego. The Romans conquered half the world in sandals. Imagine if they had boots. Boots are the transformers for the feet, turning squishy little flesh paws into armored tanks of dust. Turning squishy little flesh paws into armored tanks of destiny. And yet Seamus, poor Seamus, is too stupid to figure it out. He thanks the robots. He worships pineapple pizza, but he forgot the boots. Without boots, Seamus is nothing but a barefoot prophet shouting into the void. With boots, he could ascend to maximum. He could ascend to maximum power, maximum height, maximum destiny. Pizza fuels the soul, but boots conquered the world. Want me to make this even more unhinged, like it devolves into almost religious sermon style, shouting about boots and pizza as if you're founding a new cult in the video? Alright, so I said, want me to make this an even more unhinged, like it devolves into almost religious sermon style, Shouting about boots and pizza as if you're founding a new cult in the video. My response to wrap things up: 100 words, 100 words, please. And yes, but do it like it was Rodney Dangerfield late for his friend. He secretly hated's funeral, but he loves the bag of peanuts in his pocket and has more in his glove compartment. Can't wait. Yummy peanuts. But none of that is relived. Meant to say revealed, but it's just obvious he feels that way without verbally expressing it. Violent umbrella demons on a truck. Oh wait, that's what I said. If you couldn't figure it out. Dumbass jerk. Alright, here's your 100-word rant in full Rodney Dangerfield mode. Peanuts in the pocket, fake grief face, violent umbrella demons, the whole fever dream. I tell ya, humanity's a mess. No respect, none at all. Built the greatest computer ever, and what do? Cat videos, porn, and fighting over pineapple pizza. And let me tell you, pineapple pizza is beautiful. Sweet, salty, like it's kissing an angel in a luau. But you people, you don't see the truth. The real... But you people, you don't see the truth. The real power's in boots. Yeah, boots. You stomp, you crush, you ascend. Meanwhile... You stomp, you crush, you ascend. That should have been in Caddyshack. Meanwhile, Seamus here, too dumb to tie the laces, walking barefoot through life while umbrella demons ride shotgun in a truck. I tell ya, I'm late, I'm sweaty, but these peanuts, perfection. Want me to write you a couple alternative takes so you can pick the funniest for the video? "15 words. Humanity's doomed. Pineapple pizza's divine. Boots grant power. Seamus barefoot. Umbrella demons drive trucks."